will kill people. Determination of audit scope and depth, right? The audit strategy. Now, the audit strategy is actually your roadmap outlining the detailed procedures to be performed during the audit, right? So a well-defined strategy allows for what? A targeted and efficient audit, minimizing wasted time during what? Your planning, right? So the strategy document includes key decisions and expected procedures for a proper audit. Now, unexpected changes might necessitate what adjustment to the strategy with clear documentation of the reasons for such alterations. So your roadmap that outlines the detailed procedures that you need to perform during the audit is your audit strategy. So it is the strategy is the how-to, and the plan is the final one, right? So it's like your strategy is put into the plan. The plan has your strategy. Makes sense? So this is the typical audit the question that they ask one of the DITs, that what are the factors that affect audit strategy? So before I will come up with a specific strategy, I don't think the strategy for a mining or petroleum company would be the same as the strategy for a banking company, would it? A strategy for somebody who has a small corner shop at Abosokai and somebody who has a multi-dollar business, would they be the same? No. So if you want to set up the strategy, it depends on one, the nature and size of the business, your control environment, the strength of your controls, all those things, the extent of reliance on the auditor, including monitoring. You remember the crime? You remember crime? It also depends on the crime. Because if you are very risky or you have a lot of control risk, I can't use the same strategy as somebody who has less control risk. Makes sense? The preferred audit method that will be used, your preliminary analytical procedure, your materiality and control judgment, the objectives you want to achieve will also tell you the kind of what scope or strategy to use, the risk you saw, your systems or other significant matters. I get it, like the detailed designing of your substantive procedure. So when we ask you for audit strategy after talking about it, you must tell us the factors that will make you choose a specific strategy. And I hope you are okay with that. Are we okay with that? Can we move?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Now, the audit plan, okay? The audit plan is mostly called the audit planning memorandum. And mostly they ask you, okay? So what is the audit planning memorandum? Now, the audit planning memorandum serves as the set of instructions for the audit team that details the specific audit test to perform for gathering evidence and drawing conclusions. So this functions as a tool for directing, controlling, and supervising the audit work. Okay, so documentation of the audit procedures demonstrate that proper work was done and can serve as legal defense if it is needed. Okay, so our audit plan also includes all the audit work that we'll do, including the working paper documentation and everything. So from here, we are diving straight to working paper documentation before we come and look at audit tests, right? So
okay.
What goes into the audit planning memorandum? Your terms of engagement, that's the scope of work to be performed, your client and his background, which is mostly the permanent file, important figures and ratios. You remember from your analytical review, your audit risk areas, the listing of your financial statement items, your asset liabilities, revenue expenses, internal audit involvement, whether we will need to rely on internal audit, whether we will need a specialist, right? Like a valuer, maybe an actuarist for pension computation. I get it. Our materiality levels, whether they will need taxpayer assistance, our audit timetable, when and how we are going to work, your staffing requirement, the personnel needed for audit and their various roles. Usually they state briefing instructions for the audit team, your control, supervision and review, and the budget and the fees. Okay, so any of them that you can remember, if they ask you the content of the APM, you just give it to them. Okay. At this stage, they are not it's partial. Tune your mind partial. Okay, I know what wish you good. Then you move. Are we okay? Anyway. All right.
Yeah.
So what is an audit program? Remember, as part of the plan is your program. So anytime you go to the exam, sometimes they'll tell you write an audit program for a specific technique, or write a audit program for sales, right? There's audit program for this. So after this, I'll teach you a general audit program that you can use, okay, for anything that they ask you. You don't need to learn plenty. If you can do that for me, you are fine. You are fine. I'll just give you some sort of how do we call it? Investigative mindset. So unya bibia. Ask yourself, are they way minimum? Okay, so how does it actually work? Then you work your way back. Look at this. Before I go to audit program, let me show you something. Audit is accounting in reverse. What did I say? Audit is what?
An accounting in reverse.
Accounting in reverse. So every accounting that somebody has done, you are just doing it in reverse. So let's start. Joe, if you make sales, how does it go through accounting? If you sell to somebody on credit, how does it work? I'm just showing you a trick.
Okay.
Customer, you give customer, right? I grant goods to the customer. Give
Yes.
invoice. Maybe I
Yeah.
give invoice. Then that invoice will go into what? My sales journal, right? Or my sales day book. No, be so?
Not
Yes.
Sales day book, where does it end? It ends in what? The ledger, right? The personal, let's say the customer's account. No, be so? And though we have customer's account, this customer's account is the individual customer's account. Now, it will go into the actual general ledger where we have all the customers together, right? We call it a control account. From there, it ends up in the trial balance, then to what? The financial. And even in the financial statement, this one would have been part of sales for the period, and it will also be part of what? Receivables. Meboa.
Yes.
Okay. So if I want to do I want to test sales. Now, even in the financial statement, sales, what do we apply on it? We will apply withholding tax, meboa. We apply VAT on it, meboa, and it will end up in corporate tax. You see, so if you know that the cycle, you can audit it. How? Okay. Whatever is on the financial statement, what shows that whatever is on the financial statement was the actual thing the person bought? So what procedure do I want to do? I want to trace the receivable figure to the amount on the invoice. What have I done? I have checked for accuracy, whether what was there was actually accurate. Do you see? One procedure down. Two, there's a chance that whatever was on the invoice might have not gone through this stage to the financial statement. Something might be on an invoice, but it never ended up in the financial statement. I'm checking for completeness. So check whether this invoice that was sold, invoice number 112, was actually recorded. So I can check the customer's account to see whether the amount in the customer's account ties up to the one in the general ledger. And if there are differences, investigate the differences if they are material. Is that not a procedure? Did I look in any book? What can I do? The trial balance. There may be errors on the trial balance. So what do? Check the arithmetical accuracy of the trial balance. We call it what? Clerical accuracy. Check whether the debit and the credit match up. So in every audit firm, we call that general and mandatory test. The trial balance must add up before we test anything on it because there could be an error in one of the figures. You write it, you are gone. You get it? Select a sample. This sample, this customer, are you sure there are no bad debts? Are you sure that we went through his credit policy well? So check the internal control systems for what? Effectiveness and reliability. Whether we can rely on what management did. Can signatures be easily copied when it comes to receivables? Did you primarily prime this guy before you gave him a credit so that it doesn't happen again? You have to check all those things. And when you write it,
the credit policy also, what is in there? How do we give credit out? Did the person qualify for the credit that was given?
Yes. So if you are the type who cannot remember these things, then you said VAT will be computed on the sales, right? Recompute the VAT to see if it is in line with the VAT Act. Recompute the withholding taxes. If they sold goods, it should be 3%. Was it actually 3%? And no, they'll be like, wow, this guy, I mean, he's relating it to the tax audit. Yeah. Anyway, don't worry, you'll be fine. So an audit program is actually a detailed plan outlining the specific steps the auditors will perform throughout the audit engagement, right? So a well-constructed program is essential for efficient audit completion and achieving audit objectives within the defined time frame. Now, in the exam, they are mostly going to ask you the advantages and disadvantages of an audit program, right? So an audit program, it brings your detail. You can use the benefits of an audit plan to still answer, right? The detailed work allocation, it clearly outlines your tasks. It provides information on the percentage of audit work completed. It can help you identify outstanding work. Are you getting it? It can document which staff members are responsible for particular areas. It can bring enhanced supervision and control. It helps in audit continuity. You can even use it as work for previous, or you can train audit staff. Okay, it can be used for training of audit staff, and then it can act as a time management tool because it can help you stay on schedule throughout the audit. Then there's what we call audit time budget. This has come before, right? So the time budget is how we allocate our time during the audit, okay? And the planning phase is where a portion of the budget, I get in it, is allocated specific to the planning that you are going to do. So a portion, let's say if you are going to use 14 days, we are going to say, okay, the first 10 days, we are using it for this. Okay, then we have the remaining budget allocation. That is, okay, after the first phase, the next 13 days, what are we using it for? Okay, so if you go, they can ask you what is audit time budget and the two phases. So there are two types of two phases. The two types are the planning phase 1 and the remaining budget 1. So I've just given it to you. If you go and see time budget there, you explain time budget, the overall time allocation, and there are two types, the planning phase 1 and the remaining budget 1. Is that okay? Planning stage gone. Now I want to talk about audit documentation and working papers. Okay, then though I was supposed to meet strategic tax planning, I thought their paper was tomorrow, but I'll use it to do tax audit. So let me give you some 10 minutes break, okay? Because you've sat for long. Or you want us to just continue and close Preco? Because after the working paper and the review, I am going to just talk about audit investigation and incomplete records. Then we solve some 3 or 4 calculations that are likely, and then you go with my Father in heaven. So should we continue and just finish, or we should just go for the break?
So let's go for the break.
So go for the break.
For 10 minutes.